Have you ever noticed how football's changed lately? It's not just you. The game we grew up watching is disappearing. No more crazy dribbles, no more bend it like Beckham free kicks. Instead, we got teams passing the ball around like it's a game of keep away. What's going on? 2 words: Pep Guardiola. The guy's turned football upside down, and not everyone's happy about it. Is he a genius, or is he killing the beautiful game? Let's dive deeper. Pep didn't just change the game, he flipped it on its head. His teams don't just play football, they dominate it like they're playing a different sport altogether. What's Guardiola's secret sauce? It's all about keeping the ball. His teams pass, move and flow around the pitch like water. It's not random though. Every moment, every pass is part of a bigger plan. It's like watching a chess grandmaster, but on a football pitch. At Barcelona, Guardiola built what many called the greatest team ever. Messi, Xavi, Iniesta. They didn't just win, they made other top teams look like amateurs. Then he goes to Bayern Munich, and what happens? Total domination of German football. Now look at Man City. He's rewriting the Premier League record books. But here's the kicker. Guardiola's influence goes way beyond his own teams. His style has spread like wildfire. From La Liga to Premier League, everyone's trying to be the next Pep. Possession stats are going through the roof. Teams that used to just hoof the ball upfield are now trying to play out from the back, even if it gives their fans heart attacks every now and again. Look at the numbers, it's not even close most of the time. Guardiola's teams consistently top the charts for possession, passes completed and goals scored. They're not just winning, they're reshaping how we understand football success. Playing styles. Now, here's where it gets interesting, or worrying, depends on how you look at it. Football's starting to look the same everywhere. It's like someone hit copy and paste across all the major leagues. Remember when different leagues had their own flavour? The Premier League was all about speed, power and get stuck in tackles. Serie A was known for tactical masterclasses and defensive fortresses. The Bundesliga had its own high energy, direct style. Those days, they're fading out pretty fast. Now, it's all about keeping the ball and patient build-up. From Barcelona to Brighton, teams are trying to play the Guardiola way. Even clubs fighting relegation are attempting to play out from the back, sometimes with pretty comical results. Impact on players. Let's zoom in on the players. Take Thierry Henry for example. At Arsenal, Henry was a force of nature. He'd pop up anywhere on the pitch, terrorising defenders with his speed, skill and that X factor. He was unpredictable, exciting, a highlighting reel waiting to happen. But at Barcelona under Pep, different story. Henry was mostly stuck on the left wing, part of the system. Still effective, sure, but that raw, explosive Henry, nowhere to be seen. Or look at Jack Grealish. At Aston Villa, he was the main man. Every attack went through him. He'd pick up the ball, dive at defenders, draw fouls, create chances. He was box office. At City, he's just another cog in the Guardiola machine. His touches are down, his dribbles are down. He's more effective, sure, but where's the Grealish that used to get fans off their seats? He's only grabbed a handful of goals and assists since he arrived in Manchester in 2021. Don't get me wrong, some players have thrived under Pep. Kevin De Bruyne has become a passing wizard, seeing angles that don't even exist for other players. Raheem Sterling transformed from a raw talent to a goal-scoring machine. But for others, it's like their creativity's been sucked out, replaced by boring old tactical discipline. In Guardiola's world, the system comes first. Individual flair, that's secondary. It's great when it works, but you gotta wonder what football loses in the process. The predictability argument. Here's the bottom line. Guardiola's football can be boring. When his teams are on, it's like watching a training exercise. They pass and pass and pass. The opposition can't get the ball. It's effective, sure, but exciting? Not always. Remember those end-to-end games? The crazy comebacks? The moments when a player would do something so unexpected it'd leave you speechless? They're becoming rare when Guardiola's teams play. It's more like a slow, inevitable squeeze. They get the ball, keep the ball, and slowly suffocate the other team. It's not just about excitement either. When every team plays the same way, you lose those tactical battles that used to make football so interesting. The clash of styles, the David versus Goliath stories, they're harder to come by in a world where everyone's trying to be Goliath. But hey, some people love it. They say it's like watching art. They geek out over the perfect weight of a pass or the angles created by off-ball movement. To each their own, I guess, but for many fans, especially ones in the stadiums, the predictability of it all can be a real buzzkill. Raising the standards. Now, credit where credit's due. Pep raised the bar. He's pushed players and teams to new levels. Take fullbacks for instance. They used to be the least glamorous position on the pitch. Now, they're the playmakers. Look at Cancelo or Walker at City. They're not just defenders, they're vital to how the team attack. Or goalkeepers. It's not enough to be good with your hands anymore. You need to be able to ping passes like a midfielder. Ederson at City sometimes looks like he could do a job in midfield. It's not just about specific positions either. Every player on the pitch needs to be comfortable with the ball. The old school, get rid of the ball mentality. That's ancient history in Guardiola's world. And it's not just about the skill. The tactical understanding of players has gone through the roof. They're like coaches on the field, constantly adjusting their positions based on where the ball is and where their teammates are. It's football, but with a PhD. The fixtures of football tactics. So, what's next? Will football keep going down this Guardiola-inspired path, or is change coming? History tells us that tactics are cyclical. Maybe we'll see a comeback of more direct styles. Perhaps the next tactical revolution will be a counter to Guardiola's approach. High pressing, rapid counter-attacks. We're already seeing some teams have success with this. Or maybe the future is a bend, taking Guardiola's possession principles but adding more verticality and risk. After all, even Pep himself has adapted over the years. One thing's for sure, football never stands still. Someone, somewhere, is probably cooking up the next revolution right now. A manager in a lower league, or maybe a kid playing Football Manager. The next Guardiola is out there, and they might take the game in a completely different direction. Guardiola's legacy. Pep's influence goes way beyond the pitch. Youth academies are changing how they develop players. Kids are learning to play the Guardiola way from day one. Rondos, positional play, the importance of first touch. It's all being drilled into them before they even hit their teens. And it ain't just players. The way we talk about football has changed. Expected goals, build-up play, half spaces. Pep's made armchair tacticians of us all. Fans are analysing heat maps and pass completion stats like they're professional coaches. But there's a downside to all this. The pressure on managers is insane. If Pep can win everything playing beautiful football, why can't everyone else? It's led to a managerial merry-go-round, with clubs constantly chasing the next Pep. Managers barely get time to implement their ideas before they're shown the door. It's changing how clubs are run too. Directors of football, specialised coaching staff, data analysts. The Guardiola model requires a whole infrastructure. Not every club can afford that, widening the gap between the haves and the have-nots. Love him or hate him, Guardiola has left his mark on football. The game will never be the same. Is this football's future, or just a phase we're going through? Who knows, but one thing's for sure. Whether you like it or not, we're living in Pep's football world now. What do you reckon? Drop your thoughts below and I'll see you next time.